Anywhere from 13 to 20 years ago, I want to speculate that every 10 kitchen I sold, 4 were raised panel. And of the 6 that did not pick the raised panel, I bet that 3 homeowners really wanted it but didn't have the budget for it. So to make a long story short, I believe that at the time, 7 out of 10 homeowners preferred raised panel doors. It was the manifestation of sophisticated, elegant look, and it was very popular. Something, however, happened almost overnight. We noticed that the request, the attention to raised panel doors dropped drastically. I remember saying to my associate Sherry that the raised panel for sure was going to come back in a matter of 5 to 7 years. It's 2026 and I'm still waiting for that comeback. What really happened, I'm not sure. Did we stop liking elegant, sophisticated stuff? Or maybe our definition of elegance has changed. Let's make sure we understand what a raised panel door is. It's basically a center panel that sits proud, surrounded by a frame. You could see it in a real wood door, which has 5 different parts, or an MDF, which is only one part. So the raised panel is carved out by a CNC machine. Now, raised panels could have the panels and the frame very ornate, or you could have clean lines. If you would walk in a luxury home anywhere in the 90s up until mid 2000s, you will find in the kitchen, almost guaranteed, a beautiful raised panel. And the more details you'll see in the doors and the crown moldings, and the more elegance was shown at the time. If we want to understand why the raised panel door disappeared, we need to understand why it became popular at one point. See, if I bring you back 100, 150 years ago and you would go into these luxury homes, you'll see details, grooves, curves everywhere on baseboard, staircasing, crown molding. The furniture required the highest woodworking skills. So basically, people would associate more details with more expensive because it required skills and time to be achieved. So I think that the thinking fits exactly the raised panel doors. More details, more shadows, more curves and grooves equals luxury. The only problem is that we need to understand now why and how things changed. What changed was definitely not the desire for luxury. It was the definition of luxury that actually changed. You see, things start to shift when people start to put walls down. The open concept became more and more popular. The kitchen started to be seen as a part of the everyday family life. So it needed to be less formal, less detailed, more simple, easier to maintain. Simplicity was the new definition of elegance. And that is the reason why the raised panel doors became less popular. Now, to reinforce all this at the same time, we had a lot of North European influence where the minimalistic look was already popular decades prior. So the two things together justify that drastic change. People were happier with simpler door style. Kitchens needed to be easy to maintain, and yes, even easier to clean. So are raised panel completely dead? I don't think so. I think that the old school super details, groove curves, raised panel is gone. And I don't think we'll see it in this century. But I do believe that the raised panel will come back in a completely different way, with absolutely no grooves, no curves, and no details. Very clean lines, but that proud panel that sticks out surrounded by a very simple frame will be a way to search for individualities, because that's what's missing lately. Kitchens are starting to look all the same, and this could be a good option for a nice, fresh change. Maybe there is a lesson bigger than cabinet doors here. You see, styles don't change because they're bad, they just change because people perceive it in a different way. And when a lot of people look in the same direction, eventually someone looks in another direction. And this is hopefully what's happening with the new interpretation of a raised panel. Maybe a softer, cleaner raised panel door will be the new manifestation of luxury in the kitchen industry.